video, we're going to show you how to solve equations, and we'll start with the most straightforward ones, where we have a letter term, a number, equal to some other number, okay? What we do is we move the number term, that's the term that doesn't have x, to the other side, and we rewrite it with this thing we moved, missing from the left, and now appearing on the right. So it's moved over, if you will. But instead of being plus, it becomes take away. And to finish, what we do is we rewrite it, but work out the right-hand side. 23 take away 5 is 23, take away 5 is 18. And then to finish the equation, I take the number in front of x, and I move it so it's underneath, not on top, but underneath the number on the right. And then, if, as in most cases it is an improper fraction, then change it. 6 goes into 18 3 times. But don't worry so much about that. Now, let's look at harder equations where we've got letters on both sides. Here we go. 9x equals 2x plus 28. What we do here is we move the letter term on the right to join the left-hand side. So we rewrite the equation as 9x, take away 2x. You always take away when you move it to the other side, with one exception, which I'll look at next. Now, in this instance, we've got to work out what 9x take away 2x is, which is 7x. So 7x equals plus 28, and then like we did before, we take the number that's in front of x, and we put it underneath. And then 28 over 4 is 7. Now, I mentioned there's one instance where we don't subtract. Here, let's look at this equation. 5x minus 2 equals 23. So like the first one I looked at, we're going to move this across to the other side. So we're going to rewrite the whole thing with that minus 2, the one I highlighted in yellow, moved. But this is the only instance where you add. And the reason you add is because that thing you moved, the 2 had a minus in front of it. Then we work out what 23 plus 2 is, which is 25. And then we divide by the number that was in front of x. In this instance, it was a 5. So you get 25 over 5, or 5. Right. Now, I want to look at some of the harder ones, okay? By which I mean we have x's on both sides and numbers on both sides. Here, let's look at one. 7x plus 3 equals 4x plus 27. Now, what we do here is we move the numbers to the right, and they always go to the end of the cube, and we move the letters to the left, and again they go to the end of the cube. So watch what happens when we move the 3x, and at the same time move the 4x. So I rewrite this as 7x, take away 4x, remember you always take away, unless there's a minus in front, equals plus 27, and then that plus 3 becomes minus 3. It's gone to the end of the cube. Then 7x is take away 4x is 3x, 27 take away 3 is 24, and like we did with all the previous ones, our final act is to take that number in front of x, in this case 3, and put it underneath, okay? And then try and work out what it is. Right, the last one I'll look at, and this is a bit longer than my normal videos, is what about when there's brackets? Here we go, look. 5, 2x plus 3 equals 3x plus, just give me a second, my brain's not working as good as it normally does, plus 29. Our first thing we've got to do is to multiply out the brackets. You might want to look at how we get these if you're not sure. You do 5. Oops, that's not very good colour, is it? You do 5 times 2x. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 2x is 10x. Then we do 5 times plus 3. 5 times 3 is 15. but it was plus 3, so it's plus 15. And now it looks like the one we just looked at earlier. So I'm going to move the numbers that were on the left. I'm going to move those to the right-hand side. Remember, it goes to the end of the cube. And I'm going to move the x term, the 3 x's here, and I'm going to move it to the right, my mistake, to the left. And again, it joins the end of the cube. So we get 10x, take away 3x. Remember, you always take away. Ever in doubt, always take away. The only time you don't is when there's a minus in front. Equals plus 29, take away 15. 10x, take away 3x is 7x. Plus 29, take away 15 is plus 14. And almost done. You just take that number in front of x, in this case 7, and put it underneath. So you get plus 14 over 7, or 2. Sorry about the length of the video. Thank you. Thanks for listening.